are still plenty of jobs to do to our little classic Spitfire. We've got the noisy diff at the rear, the shock absorbers, and let's not forget the engine. The head is now back from the engineers, and that's got to be reinstalled. And that has all got to be done before I can hopefully sell it on for a profit.
Mike was complaining about this kind of really soggy back end, and this car has got a really simple suspension. Basically, it's got one leaf spring that goes from one side to the other. Essentially, there's loads of sort of bars of metal, sprung metal, held together with bolts. There's really very little that can be wrong with that. The only thing that can be probably is the shock absorbers. Now, what you're normally looking for is 1.5 bounces when you're going to give it some. So let's have a look. Well, it's kind of nearly going on and on and on. So I think basically it's very, very fair to say that the shock absorbers are gone on this vehicle. It's going to be a very easy thing to take off. What I have to do is get the car up on the ramp and take the wheel off. Now, a problem I'm going to come across in a minute is basically this shock absorber is under tension because it's actually supporting some of the weight of the outside of this axle, this wheel basically. So what I'm going to have to do is get a trolley jack under here just to take a little bit of the strain, because obviously if I get too much pressure under there it's going to get a little bit dangerous. Now the next thing I have to do is try and get this shock off. There we go. Oh, there we go. So there's the offending article, looking pretty ropey, pretty unpleasant, especially when you compare it to the new one. And of course I've also got some new rubber mounts to go in there as well. So it should take away all of that horrible squidginess that Mike was talking about. It's a little bit fiddly, but then I've got really big hands, so what do I expect? But it's nice to have a nice simple job like this on a car because it's cheap, it's simple, it's easy to do.